Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Marcellus and my friend Furkat. In this lesson we're going to be learning some basics of algebraic equations. Today's learning objective: students will solve equations by applying mental math skills, inverse operations, and the guess, check, and revise strategy. There are several vocabulary words that are important to our foundations of algebraic equations. The first word is equation. An equation is a mathematical sentence showing two expressions are equal. All equations will contain an equal sign. The next word is solve. To solve is to determine the value or values for the variable that make the equation true. We can solve in many different ways. We can use mental math, we can use guess and check, we can use our knowledge of math facts, and we can use standard algorithms. The solution is the value or values that make an equation true. When we were working with expressions, we were not able to determine the value of the variables because expressions don't have an equal sign. We would evaluate them by plugging in a given value. However, when we're working with an equation, we are solving. We are actually going to find what that variable is worth. In the equations we're working with, we will only have one solution. However, I marked these value or values because in more complicated algebraic equations, you may have more than one solution that makes it true. Well, Furkat, are you ready to try some examples? Okay, then let's begin. In this first problem, we're given an equation and three possible solutions. We need to determine which one of these possible solutions is the actual solution or the value that makes the equation true. There are different ways that you can go about this. One thing we can do is test each solution from the list by plugging it into the equation. If we plug in 5, we would have 9 plus 5, and that equals 14. So we know that 5 is not the solution. Then we would try 9 plus 6, which does equal 15, so that is the solution. 9 plus 7 equals 16, so it is not a solution. Y equals 6. Another thing that you can do is simply apply mental math strategies to solve the equation first and think to yourself, 9 plus what equals 15? Or you can use the inverse operation and think to yourself, 15 minus 9 equals 6. There are multiple ways to identify the solution, so you should do what works best for you. Let's try another example. Let's identify the solution for 32 equals n minus 11. Again, we can plug in each value and test it, or you can use your mental math strategies. The solution is 43. 43 minus 11 does equal 32. 44 and 45 are not solutions. Now, we won't always be given a list of possible solutions. Sometimes you'll just have to solve the equation and determine what x is. We are trying to find what value for x makes this a true statement. The directions say to solve mentally. Lucky for you, I'm not able to go into your brain and control your thoughts. I can't tell you you must think this way in order to solve this equation. You can know your math facts, you could apply some subtraction, you could count up from 4, you could count down from 18. There are lots of ways to go about it. The most important thing is, after you find what you think is the solution, to test it and make sure it is true. The solution for this is x equals 14. We want to plug that in and confirm that yes, 14 plus 4 does in fact equal 18. Since it does, we know that we have the correct solution. Let's solve 9t equals 90. We're looking for what value multiplied times 9 will give us 90. That value is 10, so t equals 10. Always go back and check. 9 times 10 equals 90. Is this true? Yes, it is, so we know we have the correct solution. Let's solve 36 divided by w equals 9. You might simply know your math facts and know that w equals 4. You also could divide 36 by 9 to get 4, or think to yourself, 9 times what equals 36? There are lots of ways to think about it, but they all lead us to the same solution of w equals 4. 6 friends earned $72 one Saturday afternoon for doing cat sitting. Each friend earns the same amount. Use the equation 6c equals 72 to find c, the amount each friend earns. Since we're already given the equation, all we need to do is find the value for c that makes this true. If you know your math facts, you know that 6 times 12 equals 72. You also could divide 72 by 6 to get 12. Each friend earned $12 for cat sitting. The Alley Cats bowling team won 18 of their games in a bowling tournament. They bowled a total of 25 games. Use the equation 18 plus g equals 25 to find the number of games the team lost. Well, if they won 18 games, g would represent the number of games they did not win. We can solve the equation by counting up from 18 to 25, or subtracting 25 minus 18, or doing other mental strategies. And no matter how we look at it, we will arrive at the solution that the number of games lost equals 7. Of course, you'll want to go back and check your answer, and make sure that 18 plus 7 equals 25, and it does, so we know our solution is correct. Hey Fricot, isn't the Alley Cats your team? It looks like you did pretty well in that bowling tournament. I love bowling too. Would you like to head out to the alley and throw a few practice games? Well, it sounds like we're going bowling now, students, so we'll see you later.